Okay. Hey, how you doing? come on. Okay. Alright, turn it when they come first, are we? No. Yeah, give me a second. Hey, how you doing? So yeah, everyone's going for the crystal, which is annoying. Yeah, which one? Oh, stupid team. Alright. Yeah, I have no idea what he's doing. Like I said, I'm on the mend now, but it's just taking ages. But this area is massive.
Strange contraptions everywhere you look. What's that?
An infusion station. It dispenses souls in exchange for credits. Through hard work, citizens can obtain the peace of mind provided by spare souls. It's the way of life for Alexandrians and has been for quite some time. But I imagine it must be difficult for outsiders to comprehend.
That's putting it lightly. To be honest, it sounds disturbing. Still, I won't dismiss it out of hand. Practices like these don't arise from nothing. There's a reason why your culture is the way it is, and I'd like to understand. Won't you tell us some of your realm's history?
Very well. Be warned, though, that it may take a while. In the distant past, over 1,000 years ago, it's said, lightning energy began to swell in our world. According to ancient records that date back around 8 centuries, the rainy season spanned a quarter of the year, during which time severe thunderstorms ravaged the land.
That's kind of interesting.
4 centuries later, this season had lengthened to nearly half the year. The trend continued, with our ancestors spending longer and longer languishing beneath storm clouds. Crops failed and livestock starved. But amidst this growing desperation, a miraculous material was discovered that promised salvation: electrope.
The stuff that's used everywhere here.
Indeed. One day, when out inspecting a forest after lightning had caused a fire, a villager came upon a curious black ore none had seen before. Testing revealed that the ore possessed a singular property. It could store lightning and convert it to other energies. In that instant, the scourge of endless storms became a blessing. Dubbed electrope, the ore found use in myriad inventions and dramatically improved people's lives. So much so, in fact, that all nations soon became dependent upon it, despite the difficulty of obtaining it in quantity. Supply was chronically scarce, and when nations couldn't meet their needs with their own deposits, some resorted to taking electrope from others. Fighting was isolated and sporadic until electrope came to be used in warfare. First in the weaponry of invaders, then in the countermeasures of defenders, and then in every aspect of combat where an advantage might be had. This served only to exacerbate the ore shortage, leading to further escalation. Before long, the entire world was engulfed in a terrible war known as the Storm Surge. As the war came to a head, Alexandria's neighbor Lindblum committed its stores of electrope to the production of a weapon of mass destruction. They deployed it on the front lines and triggered a calamity of frightful magnitude. Not even their own scientists had anticipated the force of the lightning that was unleashed. The energy inundated the entire continent, laying it to waste.
So that's how your world came to be this way.
You truly know a great many things that I don't. I should like to learn about you too sometime. But to continue the tale, the people of Alexandria had already lost much to the war. They lost almost everything else to the Levin. Those who survived bore deep scars, tormented by the memory of loved ones taken too soon. Though they yet lived, the cruel spectre of death was with them always. Seeking a solution, our scientists turned once more to electrope, and after extensive research, they developed the means to preserve memory and soul. Physical death isn't the end. So long as our memories endure, we may live on. This belief sustained us then, and it sustains.
That's quite a tale.
Your Majesty, help me, I beg you.
What's the matter?
I've got no souls left. Not a single one. But the lot at Soul Supply refuse to give me any. Please, you must do something.
My apologies, Your Majesty. This man, he does no work. Instead, he drinks his days away on Trueview. He has only himself to blame if he has no credits for souls.
That's not true! I'm a fighter at the Arcadian. Or rather, I was. I haven't been allowed to fight because of the King's decree. It isn't my choice.
I see. You're a brave warrior of the arena. I want to help you, I sincerely do. But I cannot give you preferential treatment.
Then open up the Arcadian again, so I can fight!
I'm sorry, but that's not my decision to make. The king requires feral souls for war. He doesn't wish for them to be expended on amusements.
You're useless! A queen in naught but name!
Gift.
Insolent wretch! How dare you take that tone with Her Majesty?
It's quite all right. Such things don't bother me, nor do I think ill of this man. Hear me. Though I cannot grant you a soul, I mean it when I say I want you to live. I love all of you equally, dearly. You are as family to me, and I want you to find a happiness all your own, even if you must grow it from the smallest seed of joy. Out there, somewhere, is a reason for you to smile again.
Okay.
We all need to vent our frustrations from time to time. I will always be willing to lend an ear.
Yes, Mum. Of course. Even without a spare soul, I suppose I'm fine as long as I stay in Solution 9. I apologize for my rudeness.
Keep your chin up, my friend. And when you feel better, I'm sure you'll find another way to apply your talents. I'm sorry you had to see that. Let's keep moving, shall we? Right, I believe we've visited all the main facilities. With that, I declare our tour concluded.
That man from before, does that sort of thing happen often?
Somewhat. It's unavoidable. Our soul management system has sustained our realm for generations, but for one, people have become accustomed to having spare souls. Without them, they feel vulnerable and anxious.
Just thinking out loud, but would it be possible to do away with the system?
No.
I know it isn't easy to change one's beliefs and way of life. The Mamolja had their reasons for their reliance on blessed sibling. But if we defeated Zorolja, you'd be able to make all the decisions, right? Then we could work together to fix things. Restore your realm to where it belongs, and see where we can go from there.
Listen to me.
Pay you want back?
There's something that I need to tell you.
What is it?
on that.
Actually, never mind. It's nothing of import. Well, it was lovely show.
Of course. Of course. Thanks so much for the tour. We've learned not only about you. For now, our priority is Aralja. But once we've dealt with him, perhaps I can return the favor and show you to Lihiolal.
I'd like that very much. It seems I've no choice but to continue down this path. Forgive me, Vau Wuklamat, but I must disappoint you.
Alright, let's go. Oh, that's a cool area. Alright. Alright, I think it's going on. I don't trust whoever that person is. Okay. Yeah, these boots don't work. Oh, that's different. Dang it. Shouldn't have got rid of that jacket, but it's fine.
Wonderful! They're here!
We've only just arrived ourselves.
Amazing!
I bid you welcome to the back room. Oblivion's humble headquarters.
A hideout tucked behind a drinking hole.
Brings back memories, doesn't it?
Our members here are mainly creators and adapters. That is, scientists and engineers who specialize in electro. They use their skills to provide support to our field operatives. Geralt, Shale, be so kind as to give our friends an overview of your duties.
Well, there's provisioning. Gotta have supplies to fight a good fight, ain't ya? Luckily, we got the tools to craft most of what we need.
Gathering intelligence is another vital aspect of our work. Everkeep's core system is a veritable treasure trove of information. You just need to know how to get in and find it.
So,
We also handle
fortress.
surveillance and communications, watching the enemy's movements and coordinating our own, that sort of thing.
Cyberkeepers at Enemy's Fortress.
And among all our activities, we spend a fair bit of effort investigating preservation. The organization credited with laying the foundations of electrope technology. From the soul management system to Everkeep's design, they're behind just about everything you see here. It'd be no exaggeration to say they made this realm what it is. But their magnum opus was without a doubt the power which was used to join Alexandria to Tural. Interdimensional fusion.
Said power isn't unlike my summoning technique and the magic within Azam's crystal. Yet, though the effect is localized, to be able to fuse realities. Even with my knowledge, I struggle to conceive how it could be possible.
Incidentally, the founders of our group, a husband and wife, were members of preservation at one point. But they opposed the fusing of worlds, and so defected in order to prevent it.
While not entirely unexpected, given what we have seen, this is still quite the revelation.
By the by, that's an interesting earring you have there. A novel way of carrying a data storage device. Oh, you didn't know? Well, as a precautionary measure against machine infiltration, we scan everyone as they enter. And when we scanned you, we detected a small quantity of electrope. Though it's been dressed up, that earring is a storage device and no mistake. Bought it from a shop here, did you?
No, it isn't bought, but inherited.
So these people sent you through the portal along with the earring?
Do you know aught of them?
Listen, Cryo. The husband and wife who founded our order. It's believed that they were Malala. Though we have no evidence at present, we can't rule out the possibility that they were your parents, or perhaps close relations. This I posit because they were the very individuals who spearheaded the research into interdimensional fusion. As traitors to preservation, they were relentlessly pursued. If they had a child they feared they couldn't keep safe, entrusting her to the people of another world might have been their best option.
My parents, the founders of Oblivion. Tell me everything you know about them, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant.
We don't even know their names, I'm afraid. In a bid to elude preservation's agents, we suspect they erased all trace of themselves. I'm sorry we couldn't be of more help. If you're interested, though, you're welcome to review our accumulated data.
Yes, please. As an individual and member of my order both, I wish to learn as much as possible.
I should also like to peruse the data. Where the joining of reality...
Of course. Feel free to peruse to your heart's content.
Thank you.
If you like, I can examine your earring. I have to say, the prospect that it belonged to our founders has me itching to take a look.
I dare say we have enough eyes to pore over your records. Is there any other way we might be productive?
Not right now. We're still waiting for Zoralja to make the next move.
In that case, Alice, would you mind accompanying me?
Gladly.
Ah! I've buggered it up again!
Never a moment's...
Oi! You two there! One of you give me a hand, would you? Don't matter who.
I just remembered I have matters to discuss with Shay.
Okay. I don't know where that jacket is, but everyone's wearing it. Alright. Wow, that's kind of cool.
meaning to ask about that Mamulja child. Could he be...
Yes. In all likelihood, he's Zoralja's son.
So you think so too. But what is he doing here?
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
To think he'd cast aside his child.
What?
Or why he was on his own. But he's a blue-scaled Hubigo, and Zoralja is the only other one around. That being the case, everyone assumes they're father and son. Even the boy has put two and two together. This all happened when he was very little, so he has no recollection of his parents. It breaks my heart to think of it.
What's his name?
Gulja.
What name?
It was my hope that he'd grow up to be a man of principle, like his grandfather.
It's a fine name.
I should mention that the boy is a little unusual. At first, I intended to raise him as my own. But just when I thought he was warming to me, he suddenly disappeared. We searched high and low for several days. And where should he turn up? But in the wilds near Everkeep.
What? It's a miracle he didn't fall prey to fiends.
See? That's another unusual thing. Creatures don't seem to attack him. He could pick his way through the Thunderyards as if he were on a stroll. On making inquiries, we learned that he had been living alone and receiving food from the people of the outskirts. This became something of a pattern. We track him down and bring him back, only for him to disappear again within a matter of days. He would return to the wilds without fail, and once again rely on the kindness of strangers to survive. Finally, I took the hint and left him be, giving him the solitude he prefers, and lending a hand only when he explicitly asks.
If Gululja is Zoralja's child, that makes him my nephew. Assuming he's willing, I'd be glad to take him in like Papa did for me. But seeing as I'm here to kill his father, I don't know if it would be right.
Who was that?
Oh dear. It's Gululja.
Don't tell me he heard everything.
This is my fault. I asked that he be kept awake.
Well,
I'm going after him. I need to explain.
Wait, Lamachi. I understand your haste, but it'd be best to coordinate a search. Kakiwa, do you have any idea where he might go?
There's no telling, I'm afraid. He could as easily be outside the tower as here in Solution 9.
If those who can fight would search below, my mother and I will scour the district.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get to it.